Squad, back at y'all with another video. Today's subject is going to be on creating balance within your life.
Written in my jeans, I'm the chosen one. The fine print said I might be the only one. It's a lonely road that I walk through. Things I pass on these streets will haunt you. People hate what they see, but it's all cool. People hate when I speak, cause it's all true.
You got situations going on in your life and your energy is being pulled in multiple different directions. It's easy to burn out or become withdrawn because of all the demands that you have on your personal self, because of all the things that you're taking care of in your life. And that's why it's important to take time out to balance your energy. So if you got a lot of stuff going on, you might want to take some time and to yourself to recoup that energy, refuel, do the things that you need to do for yourself in order to fulfill whatever it is that you need for you, so that you can show up in those other areas at your best ability and your best version. Because when you're operating from a space of close to burnout or being burnt out, your energy is going to be drained, and therefore you're going to not be close to who you actually are when everything is aligned and you are walking within the right amount of energy that you're supposed to. You're a completely, totally different person, because anybody who's been exhausted before, you know that you're irritable, on edge, maybe you might be anxious, depressed, angry, all those type of low vibrational feelings that you get when you are zapped of your energy supply. So that's why it's important to create balance, because there's always things to do, but there's never enough of you to do everything that you need to do. So you got to understand that you just need to do whatever it is you can do to your best ability, but also understand that you need to take the time out to really tap into yourself to see what it is that you need in order to fulfill those things to your best ability. So you might have to pull back a little bit on each area. Like maybe if you're overworking at your job or your business or whatever you're doing, you might have to pull back a little bit, maybe work a little bit less hours, so you can get that extra couple hours of sleep, or maybe not take as much overtime so that you can spend that time with your family, because maybe you're working so much you don't have enough time to give your family attention, or your kids, or whatever it is that they need. You don't have enough time or energy to fulfill their cup in the way that they need it fulfilled. And therefore that's causing tension, because you're overworking yourself at whatever you're doing, because you want to make sure you're taking care of whatever you got to take care of. But you just got to walk within knowing that, taking a couple hours here and there for yourself is not going to hurt the overall scheme of things, because everything is going to work itself out in the end. So you want to balance it out. You want to have a good set way of implementing your energy so that you're not so stretched. When it comes to your kids, maybe you're so hands-on with your kids that's burning you out. Maybe you might have to take an hour here or there during the day, have some quiet time, have them have some quiet time, and you take an hour for yourself, and go wherever it is you need to go in order to just have a little bit of peace and a moment of ease, so that you're not being overwhelmed by the energy and the frequency of the things that you have to do. It could be that, it could be even if you don't your extracurricular activities, it could be that you could be into whatever hobby you might have, and maybe you're overdoing it to the point to where it's exhausting you. You know what I'm saying? Like if you go to the gym, maybe you're working too hard at the gym. Maybe you need to go, instead of 5-6 days a week, maybe it needs to be 3-4. You know what I'm saying? Maybe instead of working 2-3 hours. Maybe you need to work an hour and a half to an hour. Just depends on what's going on and how much energy you're working through and how much you're being depleted or you're depleting yourself, so that you can't show up the way that you need to show up in other areas in your life and the capacity that you would like to or that you need to. So it's all about balance with everything in life. Every situation and every aspect of your life, if you really break it down, you want to have a good solid balance in whatever you're doing, so that you're not overdoing or underdoing anything too. Like, there might be something that you do need to actually step up on in this area, but you're not doing it in this area because you're overdoing it in another area. So that's why balance is key, because when you have that balance and you're working things in a way that is making it so that you can hit every area you need to hit at a good optimal level and still maintain a good energy and a good self-esteem for yourself and a good manner of not only looking at yourself but looking at the things that you do, that's when you have a better quality of life. And that's when things come easy, because then when you are dealing with whatever situations you're dealing with, it's not like a burden. It's more like okay, I know I got to do this, I'm gonna go do it, and you can find some enjoyment in it because you already know that, okay, this isn't gonna burn me out. Even if it's something that you might not necessarily like to do, it might be the least favorite thing that you like to do, but you're approaching it with better energy, so it goes smoother, as opposed to when you're not working with the right energy and things are more rocky because of the capacity of energy that you're approaching it with. You know what I'm saying? So that's really what it comes down to. You want to be balanced in all things. You know, your relationship, if you got a relationship with a significant other, you want to make sure that's balanced. You know, you don't want it to be super codependent. Like, you don't want to feel like you are so attached to that person that you can't live without them, or that, you know, that's overtaking your life to a point to where you can't show up in other areas that you need to show up in. You want to make sure that it's a healthy type of situation, and that's really what it really comes down to in all these scenarios, is having a healthy way of approaching these things and having a healthy boundary when it comes down to everything. You want it to be healthy, so no matter what the situation is, you just want to make sure that you're approaching it and you're not overdoing it and you're not underdoing it, like I said. So even if you're single and you're not looking for nothing, even if you're single and not looking for anything at all, you don't want to be so to yourself that you don't interact with people at all, because that's not good either. You want to have a good, healthy situation when it comes to that. There's nothing wrong with being single and enjoying your life of peace and not feeling like you need a relationship or you want one, but it's also good to still have friends and family that you interact with, so you're not so isolated that you become disassociated with the outside world. You want to still have a good grasp and good relationships, even if it's not intimate on that level, because it's important for us human beings to have that, because as much as we do enjoy our free time when we get it, it also is important to, we're creatures of companionship, so it's important to still harbor some sort of relationship to where you might get up with your friend, you know, when y'all can, in between your work shift, or, you know, when you're not dealing with your kids or whatever it is that you got going on, you get up with your friend, or, you know, your peer, or whoever it is that you might want to, your family member, you might want to spend some time with, and just enjoy that company for what it is. And then when that's done, then you go back to your way of wanting to be. But it's just having a balance of interaction within your life. So balance really can be applied to everything and every aspect of your life, and you got to look at every aspect of your life and make sure that you're managing that in the right way, so that, again, your energy is in the right space, and that it makes it so that your internal place of being is balanced. So now, since your internal place of being is balanced, now everything on the outside is balanced. So now things again just go smoothly. It's not too much issues going on. You're not having a bunch of arguments and fights with people and drama and all this other stuff. Everything is at peace, and it's at a place of tranquility because you've worked on your inner energy and balanced yourself out on the inside, so now it reflects on the outside.
It's about time to clock in. I put a lot of time in, locked in, picking my time to get it poppin'. Watch it, no facing me now, I got it dialed in. Got the beat ticking, kicking it like I'm Shaolin. Extend on my arm, fire it like I'm Dow Sim. Stretch out a thought, incredible how my mind bends. Create a whole verse, I'm biblical with this God pen. Mind so pure is rare, looking at my gym. Every bar I pull is a rep, welcome to my gym. No trainer, pushing up weight, don't gotta spot him, no brainer. None of you lanes could top him.